Hello everyone. For the first out of 3 videos, I will be talking about Invincible Season 4, Episode 3, 4, and 5 in separate videos. But I'm doing Episode 3 first, so bear with me. I have 2 more to go. And the first out of the list today is Episode 3, called I Gotta Get Some Air. And this episode was interesting in a lot of ways because it goes into why Eve paths were messing up as you see in real time. And towards the end of the episode, you'll see why they got messed up. If you read the comics, then you already know right off the bat. Easily. But if you don't know, then you'll be in for a shocker and for a surprise. In the last video I made, or the one before that, I said the cycle of life. Well, this one spells it out easily, but I'll say it once in the video when I do. It also marks conscience when he has to do the last resort to kill enemies once and for all. In other words, dealing with them once and for all, if you get my drift. Among other things. But before I go into any of that, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody who supports this channel. And I really appreciate it. So again, thank you very much for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, and I really mean it, so thank you. Comment down below, like, share all the good stuff. And if you're new to this channel and want to sub on your own accord, please do. With all that said and out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the show today. First, I want to go into Mark's consequence, or guilt of conscience. Eve's situation is going to be the last thing because it's very important for the story and for the show itself. So, that's last for a reason. So, if you remember the second episode, or the first, one of the two, you see Mark do something unspeakable to deal with an enemy once and for all. And that affects him deeply. And he has these feelings or ambitions or intuition to kill enemies right off that like this so they don't come back ever again. And he's right in a way because Rex made a point with Monster Girl, or her name is Amanda, hopefully I got the name right. He goes into detail about they defeat them multiple times, but they come back stronger every single time, and it's never ending. Even Omni-Man couldn't finish the job for one of the enemies they were presented. So Mark's method is a last resort to him, but Rex sees a point where Mark is right in a certain way, pretty much. And pay attention to Rex as well, because he turns out to be something way later on. If you read the comics, then you already know what he turns into and what Invincible has to do. So, if you haven't read the comics, then stay tuned for that when the time comes, and you're definitely going to enjoy it. And as for Eve's situation, I'll just say it like this. She's pregnant at this point, and she didn't know why her parents were messing up. And people who read the comics, I'm telling the viewers now, who never read the comics, Eve is pregnant, and I'm telling you which gender because that's going to ruin the whole surprise out of the whole show. But she's pregnant with a kid, and that's what's messing up her powers. And there are some consequences for her being pregnant as well, but that's way later down the road when the time comes, obviously. And it's a good consequence, a bad consequence situation. That's the best way I can put it without spoiling it too much. As I say already, a billion times already, if we've read the comics, then you already know the good consequences, the bad consequences. But if you didn't read them, I imagine a lot of people wouldn't. They're like giant textbooks. Then enjoy the ride once you see it, and you're definitely going to enjoy what you see. And also, the order as well is mentioned, because two key characters is reintroduced into that organization crime club, or whatever it's called. I don't want to say the other word because I'll stutter to death. And yeah, that's basically about season 4, episode 3. And stay tuned for episode 4 and 5. I do those separately, since it's catch up day when I be caught up on this. So with all that said, thank you all again for your support. I really appreciate it. Without all of you, ladies and gentlemen, I will be where I'm at. So I really appreciate it. So thank you. Comment down below, like, share all the good stuff. And stay tuned for episodes 4 and 5. I'll make those in separate episodes, or separate videos, in other words, and go from there. So stay tuned, and may God bless you all, and stay safe.